Hello, Deep Mindfulness Collective. This right here, right now, is the joy of being a live stream coming to you live from Brooklyn, New York. Folks, lovely to be here with you as always, and as always. What do I say at the end? And as always, practice well, take care of each other, have fun, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye. Just kidding. Folks, hit me. Where are you at? What are you grateful for? It's going to be a blazing hot, exciting, high-speed live stream today. So where am I at? I'm in Brooklyn. What am I grateful for? I'm grateful for deliciously flavored water. Grateful that my spouse doesn't hit people in public in front of millions of people. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking, Dave. What am I grateful for? Good news. For the first time in 3 months, Willow is showing signs that her sickness is abating. We'll see. But it's pretty good. That's a pretty good sign. Alex, lovely to have you here with us. From Oregon, skeletons and the cute kind, and the kind that hold me up. All kinds of skeletons, excellent. If we had a skeleton here, we can actually show a little skeleton halfway through here. I'm stoked that this thing has a fader. That's amazing. Okay, what else, folks? Let's turn that off. I don't know if it's still playing the music, but hopefully not. If it's playing the music, let me know, and I'll stop it. Okay, Dave here from Lithuania. Grateful for meditation experience. Lovely. Yeah, Willow's doing better. I should have brought her up here, but she's, we'll see. The catch right now, I'm in a little bit of a pickle because I was going to bring her on this trip I'm doing to California, but now I can't. And I'm like, what do I do? Do I just pay this huge amount of money to have someone watch her for a week? I guess that's what I have to do. I don't know. It's not really what I wanted to do. Not really. Didn't budget for that. Okay, so that reminds me. Next week, I thought I could do 1 live stream next week. I can do precisely 0 live streams next week. And that is not because I don't love you all. It's the opposite. I love you so much that I'm willing to take time off to take care of business. I am going to be doing a ayahuasca journey, receiving an ayahuasca journey during the week, and so it's not going to be possible for me to live stream. I would love to, but I'll tell you all about it when I get back, and I'll do my full report about what the experience was like when I get back. I haven't even put out the last video. I haven't finished the last report from the last ayahuasca experience, but we'll see. We'll see as this unfolds. Okay. I also don't think I gave the report for my most recent journey, which was a week ago. If folks want to hear about my last psychedelic journey after this meditation, then we will, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to talk about what happened in my last journey, to recount what occurred, if it's of interest. And then what? Okay, folks, so we're going to meditate today. Thing is, I didn't really plan what we're going to meditate on. Let me know. We will still have a stream Friday. We're going to have a stream Friday. We're none next week, so just know that. But however, there will be replays. So we'll be doing a replay, and you're welcome to join for the replay. So there will be meditation here at this very place. Quick question for folks. What do you want to do? We've done 3 IFS meditations in a row. And in fact, there's a 4th one that I did that was offline with a student that was primo al dente. What do we want to do? What do we want to meditate around today? What kind of things would you like to explore or do? My retreat manager is telling me to mention this. There are waitlist spaces for the retreat. So there is waitlist space. And if you join soon, you'll be early on the waitlist. So please consider joining. Let your friends know. I know it's very close, but we'll find out by the 15th if folks can get in through the waitlist. So please join us. What else? What do we want to do? What do you want to meditate on, folks? What do we want to do? What would be fun? What would be interesting? What would be fascinating? Yeah, hit me with those thoughts and feelings. Let's see. Yeah, what else is going on? Yeah, what do we want to do? We could just meditate on kind of nothing at all. We could do a do nothing meditation. I think it's so fun when I sit with teachers who will guide a do nothing meditation, because they'll just basically say, ring a bell, and then after a certain point be like, good. That's it. Maybe we should do that. Meditate using awareness to increase concentration. We can do that. That's totally doable. Yeah, let's do that. Concentrating from awareness. Excellent. That's basically what I think about as balancing attention and awareness. Oh, we have a full-on little thing here from Alex. Let's let the computer do what it does best, better than I can do it. I always feel like my dyslexia means that if I read something that's longer, I'll like miss one word and then spend like 5 minutes trying to like come back and be like, I don't understand.
Best wishes for your ceremony.
Thank you.
After discussing karma in the last class, one wanted to ask if you felt like burning through karma was a thing. I felt very clearly that that was happening in one of my ceremonies, and I was very grateful to be doing it.
Yeah, I think that's a good metaphor for basically, I mean, it's another way, metabolizing is another metaphor, but metabolizing karma. So in the class, we just went over the idea of what karma was. I will not bore you with it because it takes a long time to explain, but I'll give you the short version without a lot of the context. The short version is that karma is really wildly misunderstood. It's so crazy how misunderstood it is. It's like, I'm trying to think of something that's similar where like, the British, when they took over Burma, or when they took over, Myanmar, they didn't understand what the Myanmari people were saying when they said Myanmar. So they're like, what? Burma? Okay. And it's literally like, they would say Myanmar or Myanmar. And they'd be like, I can't understand you. It's Burma. And it's like, okay, like, hold on here. So the concept of karma is really radically misunderstood. Karma does not mean that if you lose $1, you get $1. Karma does not mean if you give someone a bad look, you're going to get a bad look. Karma actually means that each action we take has an unimaginable number of effects in the world, and we want to be thoughtful about which effects we want to create for ourselves and everyone else, knowing that our actions will affect other people and ourselves. It relates to rebirth, which is also heavily misunderstood because people only think about the sort of end of our physical life experience. But if we look at rebirth as a meditation instruction to talk about this particular moment, what it says is that each moment is based on the momentum of all the previous moments, which is a lot of what karma is. So this particular moment, you're listening to my words here, that you're potentially a little bit in a meditative mood or whatever it is built out of all of the previous moments that led you to this place. And how you relate to this particular moment is going to shape each and every moment that goes forward. So choosing to really tune into your experience in this particular moment, to really settle into your experience, to sense all of the seeing, hearing, and feeling that this moment is made out of, to notice the consciousness that makes that possible, that is going to set you up to be more likely to be able to do that in the next moment. Kind of obvious in one sense, but it is the fundamental building block of a serious meditation practice. So karma is the effects of all of the decisions we've made in our past. Rebirth would be this moment is based on all the previous moments, and this moment then dies. And this new moment is now based on all the previous moments. And whatever we do in this lifetime, meaning this moment, will shape all future lifetimes, meaning all future moments. So hopefully that is a clear and simple explanation that is fun and easy to consume. Next, Amuse Dave has with us this.
I've been thinking lately about who created this path of awakening. It's weird for me when we do meditation, our experience changes, and my question is how that experience is born. Who created this path of awakening? Who controls our experience?
I think that my answer to that, let's see if you have more context here. Who created this experience? Who controls this experience?
Once I asked this type of question inside, I had weird feeling come up. It felt like it was freedom.
Okay, great. If it's productive for you in your meditation, go for it. If your question is like who, I feel like I need to ask you, listen to your question one more time. I don't want to just hand wave it away.
I've been thinking lately about who created this path of awakening. It's weird for me when we do meditation, our experience changes, and my question is how that experience is born. Who created this path of awakening? Who controls our experience?
So on one hand, my answer would be I don't know, because I don't know about if there's a God or a deity or any of those things. I can conjecture, I can look at the utility of believing or not believing, but I don't know who created the path. I don't think that is knowable per se. But if we look at it from, if you look at your question from another perspective, if you're using that as a question to question within yourself, who is experiencing this right now? Who is the one who is hearing these words? Who is actually there receiving something and noticing that the who, the one it feels like is doing that, there's no one there. That could be really useful as a kind of inquiry practice, but who created the path is, I wouldn't know. I think it's a combination of like luck and skill that people discover this sort of anomaly that human beings can experience is awakening. So point of it all is, folks, let's meditate. We had one great suggestion, which was using concentration and awareness to develop concentration. Okay, so this is what I've referred to before as practice called this, not this. That's what we're gonna use. I'm gonna encourage, or I'm gonna guide you around using the sensations of your hands as the object of meditation, but you can use any sensation that is easy to detect. I like using the hands because if you can't detect them, or if you're sort of drifting away, you can sort of move the hands and you can notice them more, and then once you really get tuned into those sensations, you can stop moving and just stay with those sensations. You don't have to hold them up like this because this isn't Talladega Nights. You can rest your hands wherever they feel comfortable. So find that nice comfortable position, and when you're ready, we will begin. We're going to wait for Alex. Alex, once you're ready, then, and only then, will we begin. I have to fix my microphone. It keeps drifting to the side. Okay, this is fine. Okay, Alex, hit us with your ready. There we go. Okay, and we will begin. Beginning by taking a few comfortable deep breaths, just feeling the body rise and fall. Each time we begin a meditation, we begin with the momentum of all of the previous moments. This might make us think that the past is where we're going to find peace, considering all those previous moments, but no one has ever found peace in the past. No one's ever found freedom in the future. We find it in this particular moment. So to detect these particular sensations of a body just relaxing, just settling in, to really care about these sensations. This is significant because it helps us burn through or metabolize all of the momentum, all of the speed that we're entering into the meditation with. So beginning by relaxing the body more than you can even physically feel. So if it feels like a part of the body is already relaxed, keep going. Starting at the top of the head, relax the brow. Relax the muscles behind the eyes. Allow the face to go smooth. Relaxing the back of the tongue and letting the jaw go slack. Relaxing the throat and neck, shoulders, arms, and tuning into the subtle sensations in the hands as we relax the hands. The palms of the hands and tips of the fingers have huge numbers of neurons, nerve endings firing back to the brain. So tuning into the very high definition sensations that are the hands. Letting go of any attempt to control the breath, letting the body breathe as it will. Noticing the natural tightening and relaxing of the upper chest and upper back as the breath comes and goes. Relaxing the belly and the lower back. Relaxing the hips, the upper legs, knees and calves, and relaxing the feet. And I'd like you to relax the entire body all together and see if you can open up to all of your experience. Not just any piece of your experience, but the totality, everything that's easy to access in this moment. Not trying to make this totality bigger than it is or include more than it does. Just taking in this overall experience. And from that place of holding all of this material, see if you can just let a tiny bit of the detail of the sensations of the hands come in, as though there were an intensity slider. And in this large field, letting the intensity of the hands just increase just a bit, without letting go of the overall experience. When you notice the sensations of the hands, precisely these sensations in this moment, in the mind you can label that experience as this. So we're careful not to use that mental label randomly or just casually. It's for the moment we have clear, precise contact with the sensations of the hands in this moment. This. This. if we try to isolate the sensations of the hands from everything else, that's fine. That's actually quite common. But it means that we are doing a lot of work. Awareness does not require a great deal of work. We are simply aware of whatever comes in contact with awareness. So seeing how little effort we can apply to notice the sensations of the hands within the totality. So in this meditation, we've changed to some degree the definition of this. We're going to only use that term when we're in contact with these sensations in this moment held in awareness, as though the hands were the center of the funnel, and awareness taking in all of our experience were the outer edges. No matter where water is poured, it still goes through the funnel. It's as though all of awareness were pointing back to this. If we drift away into unconsciousness or anything that is not what we've established as our object of meditation, the sensations of the hands held in awareness, we'll call that not this. Again, referring to this connection between these two. This. If we're distracted a million times, it doesn't matter. We simply need to come back gently, without judgment, 1,000,001 times. This. If you find that you're getting very distracted or pulled away, allow awareness to stay open and let there be a little bit of movement in the hands. It can be micro movements, not even noticeable if someone were observing. Or it can be larger movements. If we're engaging in any kind of movement in the hands, being sure we're not just, again, applying movement randomly, just letting there be just enough movement to let us deeply stay in touch with this. Sometimes an obstacle can be that we're observing from a self, from what seems like the observer. This is adding a layer of complexity that's not needed. So if this is the case, letting the observer or the self or the meditator melt into the whole. Feel the relief of not needing to meditate or observe, or even be, not needing to be a self as it rests in the whole. Recognizing that awareness can pass through what seem like objects. So letting awareness pass through the sensations of the hands. Just coming back over and over to this. Again, if we drift away or lose this process, opening up to everything, letting any part of our experience melt into the whole. In this moment when we're resetting the stage, letting this, letting any sense of the momentum of the practice, any sense of whether this is going well or this is going terribly, let it melt into the totality. Doing so deeply enough that we are confused, set adrift, unmoored or decentered. That's okay. That's natural. It's also natural that within this totality we might detect the sensations of the hands. Even if just for a moment. And detecting those sensations within the totality. In the mind, we can simply label this. So much of this practice is recognizing how little we actually need to do. More than anything, it can feel as though what we need to do is simply get out of the way. And even if it's just for a few moments, stepping out of the way enough that the detail of the hands can be detected within the totality. Not even trying to maintain this for a long period, just for this particular moment. Whatever other objects are arising, if they're distractions or sounds or other sensations, let those melt into the whole, into the undifferentiated, unconditioned space of awareness. And in all that space, just knowing a bit of detail of the rich sensation of our hands. And in that moment, the mind simply labeling this. If there's any part of us that's assessing, this is going well, I like, or I dislike this, it's going terribly. Letting that melt into the totality. Once again, finding this. The challenge of this game is how simple it is. Our mind is frequently adding layer after layer of complexity. And so, surrendering to this deep simplicity. Nothing less than, nothing more than just this. Staying with the practice, staying in stillness, allowing a tiny bit of light to enter the eyes, eventually allowing the eyes to rest on a single point as they fully open. Letting the spaciousness of seeing expand the spaciousness of awareness. Letting the brightness of seeing brighten awareness. And in this moment, finding that balance. And letting this moment be the great teacher that shows us how we might bring this practice into every aspect of our life. Okay, so allow yourself to stretch, adjust, whatever you need to allow the body to be comfortable. And take it from there. Okay, folks, hit me with what that was like. What happened? What do you like now? What do you like? What do you like? Meow. And then, oops, I just kicked my new table. It's so funny. Anytime I get a new upgrade to my live streaming situation, you guys don't see any of it. I'm thinking about plugging in this other camera so you guys can see what it looks like for me, because it's like a whole thing. But I got a new desk. It's like a rolling desk. It's in front of me. You can't see it, but it's way easier. Makes my life a lot better. But you can't see it. Ha ha ha. Okay. What happened? What do you like? What was it like? What do you like now? Put the bell over there. And I'll also open Discord in case somebody wants to jump on by voice. I forgot who it was. I talked to somebody. I was like, there's like this teenager, and he's like, come on. I was like, come on, coming down to the stream, and I don't know when they're going to show up, so we'll find out. What is the point here? Dave says, I saw it in my mental image. What did you see in your mental image? To what do you refer? Okay. My new table. Oh, excellent. I'm glad. Oh, yeah, there you go. You got to see it in your mental image. That's the problem solved. I don't know what I was complaining about. Let's see here. Beep, 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 beep is, where is the live stream? Excellent. Okay, start stage. There we go. Okay, Chris Ingram is here with a raised hand. All right, Chris, you're the first. Jump right on in here, and we'd love to hear how you're doing and what's new.
Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for doing my requested meditation.
Yeah, totally.
So I have trouble, sometimes more than others, but the experience of like my hands being down and my, the observer being up is like very solid and very difficult to dissolve. I understand that from your instructions that effortlessness is like the way or the solution to this, but I find that with some effort I can like open more up to awareness, but then it just like switches back up. It's like a habit that's too ingrained.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. We just want to say, okay, that's going to happen at times, that we're going to be sort of stuck as though we are positioned in the head. Just know that that's the case. Know that where it seems like we're positioned is in the head. If you examine that at all, you'll notice that falls apart. What you can do, I find what you can do, especially with doing this particular sensation, obviously you don't have to hold your hands up, I'm just doing this to demonstrate, but if it feels like the self is here and the hands are out there, which is something the mind is doing, like creating space in that way, is to really merge with the sensations of the hands to the point where that starts to break down a little bit, even if it's just a little bit. Really, really turn up the intensity of the sensations of the hands, and it might even feel like they merge with this. But you can change where the center is. It can feel like the center is here, but imagine, you can do it now, is probably a good idea rather than imagining what you'll do later, is close your eyes, tune into the sensations of the hands, and imagine that is the center of the world. Like this is actually where you're experiencing the world from. And try to really, in a sense, amplify the intensity of those sensations to the point where it doesn't feel like, it feels like that is actually the center. That's where everything is coming from. That's where you're viewing the world from. You can even try, sometimes you can say, instead of like you're looking down your hands, as though your hands are looking up at you. And that can feel weird. It's like a little disorienting, and that's exactly what you want to be moving towards, is that exact thing, is that disorientation, because it's sort of destructuring the thing that is very stable in that way.
Yeah, it deconstructs like the sense of self.
Yeah. Does that help at all?
Yeah, helpful. Thank you. If I can ask another question quickly. As I mentioned, I'm going on a Cuenca retreat. Yeah, we talked about it. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the technique and stuff. But how do I deal with if any like difficult material arises? Because from my last experience, those teachers are like I don't know if they're Zen-like because I haven't like meditated in the Zen tradition, but I feel like it's like similar, like just now just sit and do the technique. But
Yeah.
uh, yeah,
Well, what I would tend to do, okay, how would I do the technique and make sure I'm really focusing on the technique, and also if tough material arises. So what I would do to recommend is to use the slow breathing that I described before, because when you start for the first 3 days, you're breathing, noticing sensations at the tip of the nose. I don't think they give you instructions of how to breathe. They might even say don't pay attention to how you breathe, and you might want to try to breathe just, slow 7-second in breath, hold for 4, let the out breath be so slow that it's really refined, and like as though if you're fogging a small mirror, the fog wouldn't change or fluctuate at all. It'd just be like perfectly stable, and that's going to calm the nervous system. So when difficult material arises, you can calm the nervous system, and since you're already attending to breath, you can just notice, okay, here's the sensations at the tip of the nose, but I'm breathing in this particular way. I think that'll probably calm the system down. The other thing that I'll mention is that at first you're doing, 7 seconds in, hold for 3 or 4. The out breath is probably longer than the in breath, and it's around 7 seconds also. But once you just get the timing down, you can just stop counting and just attend to the sensations of the breath and notice, it's relieving to have this calmer nervous system. Things feel quieter. And that's part of what we're trying to teach those parts that get overwhelmed, is that there can be quiet within the nervous system. Does that make sense?
yeah. Is that technique derived from the complete breath from yoga, or
I don't know. I don't know the term complete breath, but it is used in yoga quite extensively. So that's there is many traditions that use sort of managed breaths, or sort of, I don't know, like structured breaths. And in yoga, they'll also sometimes call it box breathing, or it's in pranayama. They have all these really complex ways of breathing. So I would say it's been covered pretty thoroughly in yoga. The place that I'm deriving it from or getting it from is vagal breathing or polyvagal breathing. So it's like intentionally shown to calm the nervous system. Does that make sense?
yeah, it's I'm really glad that your meditations now include this breath. It's really calming.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
so
helpful.
yeah, so thank you. I'll let you know in about 2 or 3 weeks time how it goes.
All right, sounds good. I'll pop you back in the audience and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Alex says the following.
I practiced about 50% with eyes open and felt like I was tuning an instrument.
Great.
What to relax and what to focus into. I felt like by the end that things had stabilized, which felt rewarding.
Great.
I tried to make awareness big enough to fully encapsulate my body like an amniotic sac, so it didn't just correspond with the cone of visual space, so I could be included more in the whole.
Great. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to mention. That's really great. What you just described is what I forgot to mention to Chris, is if the hands are down here and the head is up here, let the head part melt into awareness, into the whole space that's all around us, and let the hands be, basically the center of the universe in that way. See if that also helps. That's another thing I would suggest. So Alex, to some degree, was describing as well. Alex also says,
I also could feel my eyes wanting to pull to my hands, whether open or closed. But I noticed I could feel the sensations just as well without tending the eyes.
Great. Yeah, we tensing the eyes. Yeah, tending also works without tending towards. Anyway, we want to really get clear on what the difference is between the sensation and thinking about the sensation. That's very important, very powerful. Okay, awesome. Any other questions, comments, queries, challenges, or concerns? I have to check the calendar because, oh boy, do I got stuff to do with this trip coming up. Anything else before we dance our way right into the ether today? Okay, folks, lovely to be here with you as always. Let's put on some outro music. How about that? Folks, delightful to be here with you. We'll be here Friday. That'll be our last stream for 1 week. Come one, come all. It's going to be good times. It's Freaky Friday, so we're going to make up a meditation based on your requests, compile a Franken meditation. Super fun. Okay, folks, let's listen to those jams. In this particular moment, just take a moment to pick whatever thing you want. Whatever object you want. It could be something visual, could be something auditory, could be the sensations of the hands. And let that thing be known within the context of the whole. corners of the hole were the edges of the funnel, and the thing itself were just the cone of the funnel. All experience pointing back towards this. And in that way, letting this moment be the teacher, the great teacher that shows us how to bring this practice into every aspect of our life. Folks, lovely to be here with you as always, and as always, practice well, take care of each other, have fun, and we'll